It's another typical day in class where young men sweat it out to pound, file, weld, and drill through tough, unyielding metal. For such tasks, one needs to be skillful, patient, and strong. But one does not necessarily need to be male. Here at the Mary Our Help Technical Institute for Women in Mabalacat, Pampanga, the only male you'll see in this room and in the entire school is a metalworks teacher. His subject is part of the 2-year industrial electronics course offered in this school.
Imagine mga babae natuto sa metal, gawain na ng mga lalaki to. Pag natuto yung babae, siguro papantayan na sila sa mga trabaho na yan.
But the metal shop has not always been part of the school. In fact, according to the school's first technical director, Sister Aurora, electronics had not always been part of the school's curriculum.
We got an information from Clark Development Corporation that they are in need of electronics for ladies. And so in 1997, we started the first students in industrial electronics.
Now, we connect the R resistors in series.
The first batch was composed of just 24 students. After all, electronics for females was quite unheard of.
They don't like the course because this kind of job is really for men.
Ang lalaki po daw yung electronics. Ba't daw po yun yung kinuha namin?
They don't like the course because they said we cannot have children anymore.
Defying norms, the first batch all landed jobs in electronics companies after graduation. With such amazing results, the Nuns of Mary Help saw an almost triple increase in applicants the following year. Though the school had its team of electrical engineers as teachers, they realized that they could not rely on their skills and knowledge alone.
We have the mission in mind, but realistically, we cannot survive, we cannot sustain only working as sisters because the expertise comes from outside.
Help came to the sisters when they found out about the DED, or German Development Service. Under the German-Philippine Development Cooperation Program, they were able to request for an electronics expert to aid them in their curriculum. But they had one condition.
Since we are accommodating young ladies, we would like them to have a model. In our request, we would like to have a consultant or an expert who is also a lady.
Finding a female electronics expert was not easy, but after 2 years, their prayers were finally answered. Marion Gottman, an electrical engineer, supplied much-needed expertise to power up the technical areas of the school's electronics course.
When I came here, first we went over the curriculum. So together with the teachers, with the management and with the industry, we changed the curriculum, and then we started to make modules. The pieces here, that's only for the training.
When she came, she gave us so much idea on how to improve the curriculum. Then afterwards, she was able to train also our teachers.
How about R3? If we put it on R3, what do you think will happen to the way?
She was there to let us review the course outlines and in detail what is really applicable and what is not applicable. She's hands-on, meaning if ever we have problems, you can actually approach her right away to consult her and to ask her what to do. So she's always there.
Because of her suggestions, our facilities became more updated. Our technology became improved and developed.
It's only logical that a course on technology should utilize the latest technological equipment. So aside from helping set up the curriculum, Marion helped the nuns build and upgrade their electronic labs.
When I arrived here, we had only one electronic laboratory, but with very few equipment and almost no tools, so that almost 20 students were working on one place or one experiment together.
Today, classrooms are buzzing with hands-on activity. While learning in 2 electronic workshops and a basic metal shop, each student is equipped with basic tools, as well as with more impressive high-tech equipment.
It's very important to have machines while teaching because they will learn more while you are teaching the theories at the same time. They know, they see, they were able to handle, to touch what we are teaching.
Nag-enjoy ako dahil marami akong nalalaman tungkol sa electronics, sa paggawa ng mga components.
So, whatever connection I make, even if I use black, red,
I actually designed my subject that I only teach 30% of theory. And then 70% of the time I use for practical.
Sa electronics, marami kang matutunan dyan. Kung ano yung components ng cellphone.
Which means the black one.
Most of the Mary Help students belong to poor families displaced during the 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption. Because of this, the school operates on a study now, pay later system, especially reserved for students who could not afford to pay for college education. Dressed in identical shirts and jeans, one cannot immediately sense the burdens of poverty these children bear. But a closer look at their lives reveals why an education at Mary Help is invaluable. For Kier, a first-year industrial electronics student, life would be very different if it wasn't for Mary Help.
Kung di mo na ako nakapasok sa Mary Help, siguro kasama ko mama ko, tumutulong sa niya, sa trabaho niya, kaya dito lang, nag-aalaga ng kapatid.
Kier's mother sells houseware on the streets. She is confident that because of her education, Kier will not have to share her fate.
Ay sana makapagtrabaho siya at saka matapos niya yung niya kahit na dala ng kahirapan namin talagang igagapang naman namin siya, sabi namin. Huwag ka lang mahinto, sabi ko sa kanya.
That are given to you. Maraming regalong binibigay sa iyo. Accept it and then use it.
But the ingredients for an education don't only include technical skills. The nuns and teachers also throw in a considerable dose of values for good measure.
So in every word that your teachers are telling to you.
And so when they teach, it's more teaching the girls that even if they have competency, honesty comes in, and then commitment comes in, responsibility comes in. So more or less they have that kind of integration of values and content in their instruction.
You write your solutions on your answer sheets. Next,
Armed with life skills and keener self-awareness, Sheila and her classmates are breaking bad habits, as well as the poverty cycle that ensnares their families. Sheila believes that she's a different person now that she's studying at Mary Help.
Sumusunod na ako sa mama ko. Yun, tapos di ko na sila ganong sinasagot. Kasi dahil naman laban ako. Kung magkakapamilya ako at saka magkakaanak, gusto ko at dalawa lang. Parang kaya ko silang buhayin. Kasi yung iba dyan, ang dami-dami nilang anak, pinapabayaan lang nila. Yung anak sila ng anak, di naman nila pinapag-aral, pinapabayaan lang.
Reduction of poverty and to give more and more young women the chance to study and to change their life. I think that's really the main objective, and we are on a nice way there.
Series muna, voltage. Total voltage. Sabi may power supply.
With this holistic training, Mary Help School has been churning out adept graduates for the last 6 years. The center currently has more than 200 electronics students and has maintained a 100% placement rate for its trainees and 95% employment rate for its graduates. But students don't only get to learn in their classrooms. The school practices the dual training system, or DTS, wherein students spend half of their course in the school and the other half in the companies, where they are trained to handle the actual machines.
We went to the companies, so it was quite hard because for the companies here also the electronics is for male, but we were able to convince them throughout the regular visits to the companies and throughout the improvement of the training itself. And now we are able to say we have more requests from the company than outgoing students for the dual training system.
With this market-driven program, the companies dictate the school's curriculum. So after graduation, the same electronic firms absorb the students who are already equipped with the proper knowledge and skills. Talk about making the right connections.
After the full process natin.
Maureen and Menchie are both graduates of Mary Help and have been working at Sanyo, Philippines for the past 5 years.
Malaking-malaki po talaga. As in, financially sa magulang ko, tapos sa akin din, malaki talaga.
Proof of breaking traditions is Menchie, who has just been promoted to technician, a job usually reserved for males.
Sa ngayon, nagbabago na yung sa electronic industry. Currently, sa group nila, merong 8 na operator na nakasign doon. Currently, 3 yung lalaki, 5 na yung babae doon. So, makikita natin na yung trend is nagbabago na.
Meanwhile, at the H3 Technology Philippines Incorporated, graduates of the center are making waves as well. Joy reminisces how 3 years of working in the company has changed her life.
Noon po yung parang wala kang ano sa sarili mo. Ngayon, confident ka na kasi kahit saan ka mag-apply ng electronics company ngayon, dala-dala mo yung tatak ng Mary Help. Bali, magandang bagay at saka malaking tulong po siya sa amin. Yung pong pagpapahalaga sa sarili ko, yung moral values po na natutunan namin sa Mary Help, yun po hanggang ngayon po dala-dala namin.
But a bigger change came unexpectedly for Maricar, who after only a year of being part of quality control was promoted. Now, she bears the title of being the only Mary Help graduate in the company to hold a staff position. Still, Maricar is prouder of being a big help to her family.
Actually, breadwinner ako, so syempre malaking tulong yun sa family ko kasi ako lang talaga yung inaasahan nila.
The center's industrial electronics course started out as a story on women empowerment. But beyond that, it's about reaching out to those in need. Through the help of the sisters, faculty, and Marian, these children's lives are linked, shaped, and smoothened out so that they may regain their worth and dignity.
Hindi ko ma-express kung ganong pagpapasalamat yung ibibigay ko sa Mary Help kasi hindi dahil sa Mary Help, hindi ako magiging talagang ako, hindi ko matatry lahat ng gusto kong itry, hindi ako magiging strong, hindi ako makakapag-share ng knowledge ko sa ibang tao. So, I'm proud to be a Mary Help student. Salamat!